taking a break from Mount Soapbox to do something a little different. I've said this in the past, and I think some people have trouble believing me when I say that when something comes out worthy of criticism, I'll criticize it, usually via rant. However, if Rockstar does something that I feel like is worthy of praise or at least acknowledgement on a positive angle, then I will do that as well. I'm not a hater of Rockstar games, though I do not like the direction that they have gone over the past several years. I have cited numerous reasons why, but they still sometimes do things that I like. And the February surprise, as I'm going to call it, is something I think is, a small shining light in the darkness, if you will, when it comes to GeauxBurns 2023 in GTA Online. And it could serve as a prototype, if you will, a beta test for future mini monthly updates if they wish to do something further along these lines. February has been a surprisingly good month for GTA Online in the midst of this stretched out drip that we're experiencing right now, courtesy of the Drug Wars update. It started off on a very positive note, February 1st. After weeks of people complaining, rightfully so, to Rockstar, they finally put out a title update, 1.66 on PC, which has, at the recording of this video, fixed the major security issues that were happening to players in GTA Online on PC. However, there are other problems that are occurring throughout all platforms of GTA Online, including various God modes, orb spamming, etc. And the taxi God mode was the most recent problem, but Rockstar actually has fixed it for now. A week ago, they failed to fix it in a background update, but that did not stop Rockstar from a week later trying again, and apparently the second time was a charm for the background fix for the taxi God mode. Well, at least for now. So that shows me that there's at least somebody at Rockstar that is trying to fix some of the problems that persist in GTA Online, but there's plenty more for them to work on. Now we get to Valentine's 2023 over a week ago with the release of the Broadway, which is the old classic taxi. I like the look of it, 1940s, 50s look. You can do some Mafia 2 cosplaying with a friend. Plus, it was the return of all the Valentine's content, and there were some free Valentine's login rewards as well. But then, the big surprise was what happened on Thursday, yesterday. We got a surprising amount of content that a lot of us weren't expecting. Well, we knew that we were going to get the 50-car garage in quote-unquote early 2023, but it finally arrived, and more. We got a stash house. You go to a random stash house on the map. You find the icon, go to the stash house, kill everybody, look for the safe code, unlock the safe, and then get the hell out of the area for a reward. And there's an obvious icon for it. G's Cash, which you will come across in the game as well. And it's Gerald's Cash, and you get something for it if you happen to find the box that Gerald stashed in this particular spot or another one. I believe both of those are daily, by the way, the stash house as well as G's Cash. You have the street dealers scattered throughout the map. Now they're in proximity, so you just have to go out and find them. I'm sure there'll be other content creators and other people within the GTA community that are already locating these street dealers, and they allow you to sell some adult narcotics to them that you make through the biker businesses as well as the acid lab. So it's another way to make a little bit of money in GTA Online, but more importantly than that, it adds immersion to the world, the life of a criminal, where you're not only doing these big sales, you can also go and do these small sales with small-time street dealers. You can also play a vigilante of sorts with the shop robberies dynamic. So you'll come across one of the shops and you'll see a red dot appear. So far, I haven't been able to trigger it, but it's being robbed. And you have the ability to kill the robber and either return the money for RP or keep the money yourself. Now, most of us high-ranked players are just going to keep the money and just keep on going. But it's cool that they added an additional dynamic in the game. It does add a little bit more immersion to GTA Online with these random NPC robberies that you can partake in by simply killing the robber, basically robbing the robber. And then we have the rare rewards, which is extra incentive for players to partake in the stash houses, G-caches, as well as street dealers in order to eventually get some additional rare items, including this pretty sweet looking tiger mask. Rockstar also put out another car 2 weeks in a row. Last week, the Broadway, and yesterday they put out the Tundra Panther, one of many sports cars in the game now. It is FOMO, time limited, which is something I don't necessarily agree with Rockstar doing, but I am surprised that they actually dripped out 2 new cars back to back, which is what they have been doing up until this point, just stretching out the drip that was locked from the Drug Wars update from Festive Surprise 2022 all the way to present day. And there's a very real possibility that they will continue to stretch out the remaining drip as long as possible because there's still some cars available. I think there's the last dose that will probably come out at the end of this drip. But what I liked about this mini update, if you want to call it that, even though it was already technically in the game, it was just unlocked by Rockstar, is that I feel like this is a much better strategy. So we not only got another vehicle, we got the 50-car garage, and we got these additional things that we could go partake in open world, whether you're in a friend lobby or a public lobby if you dare. And there's also some rare rewards you can acquire by doing these particular activities, if you will. And on the other end of the spectrum, there are background fixes that have been happening. Not just with Taxi God Mode, but a few other things here and there that Rockstar has been working on behind the scenes in order to improve the game. Along with, once again, title update 1.66 on PC at the beginning of the month shows that Rockstar is actually capable of fixing some of the issues in the game, even though there's plenty more for them to work on, such as the obvious ones, orb spamming, other God Mode glitches like the Speedo God Mode. For now, Taxi Mode is a non-issue. Hopefully they won't find a workaround for that one. The problem with Rockstar is they've always been very, very slow when it comes to fixing these issues and putting out quality of life improvements. But at least over this past month, it seems like Rockstar's trying to do a better job when it comes to what limited background fixes they're able to do without an actual downloaded patch update or title update or whatever you wish to call it. And if I had to pick between them, like stretching out the drip, like one item here, one item there every like 2 or 3 weeks, instead do like bundles, like once a month, they put in a mini monthly update. I think that's a much better direction for Rockstar to go when it comes to the dripped content. Whether or not this quote-unquote February surprise was simply just a happy accident that worked out in Rockstar's favor are all part of their plan when it comes to dripping out future content, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But if this is the direction they're going to go with GTA Online with mini monthly updates, then that's definitely a small step in the right direction, but a step nonetheless. Now, this could have just been a fluke, and Rockstar's just going to go back to stretching out the remaining drip content to as long as they can into the spring, late spring, perhaps even early summer with the last dose missions. It will be interesting to see what direction they go with what's left of Dripocalypse 2023. Your thoughts, views, and opinions, as always, welcome below in the comments section.